Hey guys, this is Frederick Munao and welcome to this Mastermind. This is Mastermind number 2, and if you haven't watched or listened to Mastermind number 1, please do that at blockchain.global/academy. Okay, so in Mastermind 1, we discussed 3 of the 10 major challenges people have when it comes to learning about blockchain and cryptocurrency. 2 of them mentioned the lack of use cases and the lack of in-depth educational content from a trusted source. The third challenge was about networking and career paths for non-technical people. So, why am I even doing these masterminds? Well, as some of you know, I have been working on creating a membership site for learning the key concepts of blockchain and cryptocurrency, and that will go live this week. So I sent a survey to about 1,500 people last week and then asked them what their biggest challenges were when it comes to learning about blockchain and cryptocurrency. There was an overwhelming response to that survey, so I decided to make a special 4-part video and podcast series going over those responses, since I'm sure thousands of other people out there are experiencing those very same challenges. Again, the question in the survey was, when it comes to learning about blockchain and cryptocurrency, what is the single biggest challenge, question, or frustration you have? So in Mastermind 1, we discussed 3 of the top 10 challenges my subscribers submitted, including my commentary for each challenge. Again, you can watch and listen to Mastermind number 1 at blockchain.global/academy. And in this Mastermind number 2, we discuss 4 more challenges submitted in that survey. Okay, so let's dive right in. Challenge number 4. This individual says self-learning is very challenging due to the lack of synthesis of all the material available. And this is also due to the ultra-high specialization towards tech or finance, capital markets, or legal, or other areas where I'm just a lay person. Content in blockchain is generally hard to comprehend in terms of pulling everything together. Okay, so you're looking for content that pulls all disciplines: computer science, cryptography, finance, economics, law, that pulls all disciplines together in a way that a layperson or beginner can understand. Yes, blockchain is multifaceted, and even though it's safe to say computer science is the foundation, economics, law, and banking, etc., play important roles. Therefore, to fully understand and appreciate blockchain, you must study those multiple disciplines. So again, shameless plug, but in the Academy, we did a good job of covering the fundamentals and providing definitions for industry jargon so that, yes, beginners will also be comfortable with the material. All right, next challenge number 5. And this person said, I'd like to understand real-world examples. I'm a doctor and would like to see how they say blockchain will be implemented. Regarding cryptocurrency, I'd like to understand concepts of blockchain that make a specific platform better. Proof of work versus proof of stake, sharding versus shimmer, etc. Okay, so in a nutshell, you want real-world examples of how blockchain will be implemented, and also how do things like proof of work and proof of stake and shimmer, which is IOTA's consensus mechanism, sharding, how does all of that work? So I touched on this in the first Mastermind video, but again, there are lots of blockchain use cases, and in the Academy, we cover what I believe to be the most promising ones. And besides cryptocurrencies, we cover supply chain, digital identity, and security tokens. So does this mean anything will become of these use cases? We don't know. What we do know is that these particular use cases have gained traction and have big companies investing money into them. Since you're a doctor, in terms of healthcare, there have been lots of proposals about applying blockchain to things like medical records, drug trial data, and improving the drug supply chain. One case study I just came across a few days ago is about Intermountain Healthcare, which is a Utah-based system of 22 hospitals, and they are using blockchain and AI, artificial intelligence, to drive down costs. So that's a real-life example for you. Regarding proof of work and proof of stake, these are forms of Sybil resistance, ultimately used for achieving consensus in decentralized networks. And Shimmer is IOTA's consensus mechanism. And I must confess, I am not very familiar with IOTA, but there have been controversies around their technical choices. Sharding is just a way of making large databases more efficient, and blockchains, in a sense, are large databases. Ethereum, by the way, is a real-life example of a blockchain that is attempting to eventually incorporate these features like proof of stake and sharding. Okay, challenge number 6. This individual says, I am a practical guy and I need hands-on learning. I sorely lack good examples on actual blocks. It doesn't have to be real world, but great if, for example, a smart contract is shown and it is detailed how it is triggered, from where and what output it generates. Okay, so you are a practical guy looking for 1, good examples of how blockchain actually works, like a video showing how a smart contract is triggered and what output is generated, and then 2, actual simulation of blockchain transactions. Okay, if you've ever participated in an ICO, initial coin offering, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but if you have, then you already know how a smart contract works. Basically, in an ICO, the crowd sale smart contract is triggered when you send some Ether to its address, and then the output or end result is that the contract sends a certain number of tokens to you based on a predetermined exchange rate. So even if you've never participated in an ICO, that should be a good real life example. And then you talked about simulations and real life transactions. You can actually check a block explorer like Etherscan or blockchain.com to see real life transactions. Or if you're more on the technical side, you can set up your own full node or have a company like Nodesmith or Blockdaemon do it for you. Okay, last challenge for this mastermind. Challenge number 7. This person said, the concept is really vague to me as far as how it works and how it actually impacts the markets, mostly in regards to cryptocurrency. The second frustration would be, how will cryptocurrency be accounted for? Okay, so your question is, how do cryptocurrencies impact the markets and how are they accounted for? So to answer the first part of your question, cryptocurrencies have made a big splash in the markets. As of this recording, there are close to 3,000 cryptocurrencies with a market capitalization of $215 billion. About 70% of that is Bitcoin. So that's the impact cryptocurrencies have on the markets. And as you can tell, Bitcoin is still king, and that's why we have a course called What is Bitcoin in the Academy. It's a vastly updated version of the original and older course that we had been offering for free since 2017. Now, that $215 billion figure is still quite small when you compare that to something like the global stock market, which is about $60 to $70 trillion. Nevertheless, blockchain and cryptocurrencies have attracted the attention of organizations like the parent company of the New York Stock Exchange, which just launched Bakkt on September 23rd. And Bakkt is a cryptocurrency futures trading platform. There are also many other large financial institutions that are very serious about blockchain and cryptocurrencies like Fidelity and NASDAQ. Now, the second part of your question was about accounting for cryptocurrencies, and I assume you mean financial accounting. So depending on the country that you're in, accounting treatment will differ. In the States, I believe the IRS classifies cryptocurrencies as property. Now, we are planning on hosting a workshop within the Academy focused on tax treatment of cryptocurrencies, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so that is it for today, folks. We've just discussed 4 of the 10 major challenges people have when it comes to learning about blockchain and cryptocurrency. We talked about one person's challenge of finding content that pulls all disciplines like computer science, cryptography, finance, economics, law, that pulls all of them together in a way that a beginner can understand. And then we discussed someone else's challenge of understanding real world examples. And then finally, we covered this last person's challenge of trying to make sense of cryptocurrencies and their impact on the traditional financial markets. Again, these are all problems that I'm trying to solve with Blockchain Innovation Academy. In our third mastermind, I'll go over 3 more challenges that were submitted. One person said, I have challenges with the use of jargon. And another person said, I have challenges understanding the technical side of things when it comes to blockchain. And again, I'm just paraphrasing what people were submitting here. Another challenge was, how can someone who can't code get hands-on experience setting up and running transactions and contracts over a permissioned blockchain? We'll cover all of that and more in Mastermind number 3. And if you have a challenge you would like for me to address, leave it in the comments below. Also, please share this video or episode with anyone you think may be interested in learning more about blockchain. Again, if you're listening to this as a podcast episode, please go to blockchain.global/academy for the video. Other than that, look out for Mastermind number 3 in a few days. I'll see you then.